Hi, my name is Gus Lorenz. I'm Extension Entomologist for the University of Arkansas Division of Agriculture. Today we're in a row rice field. We're looking at stink bugs. As you can see, the rice is beginning to head pretty good out here. We've been doing a lot of research in recent years looking at rice stink bugs in particular because they are one of the major pests in rice, and as a leading rice producing state in the country, we took it on ourselves to look at our thresholds. We started looking at our sweep net sampling. We want to reduce that variability as much as possible. So when we talk about rice stink bug numbers, that we know that the person that we're talking to is sampling as closely to the way that we would want them to sample, and so that we're talking about the same thing, the same numbers, because what we found was there is a lot of variability between different sweepers in the sweep length and the way they sweep, the angle of the net. All these things can have a huge impact.
So the first thing is you need to look at the rice canopy, and you need to have the net right where the actual heads of the rice are. If you're below it and you sweep, you're going to knock those heads and they're going to catapult anything on them off of it. If you're above it, it's going to be the same difference. You're not going to get all of them that are actually on the heads into the net itself. So you want to make sure you're right, just right above it. The top of that net is right above the heads, and that's going to get you your best sample. The other thing is you want to make sure you have the right angle on the sweep net. So you want to make sure you're leaned back just a little bit. If you're leaning forward, when you sweep, it's going to dump out rice stink bugs. You're not going to catch all of them, so you're going to underestimate the number of stink bugs in the field. But if you keep it back, when the rice plants hit, they kind of throw everything back into it, especially if you put some good from the back of your sweep. So your third thing is you want to make sure you have the right length. So you want to be able to sweep in from about right here, sweep through to about right there. So it's about a 6-foot sweep altogether. So you want to sweep from about diagonal, if you stuck your arm out, through the rice canopy to about the other same spot on the other side. And that gives you about a 6-foot sweep. The difference of beans and rice is, in beans you're kind of close to yourself. You know, you're digging down on the plant, you're hitting the bottom. But on rice, you want to kind of put the net in front of yourself a little bit. It gives you a better opportunity to get the right angle and be at the top like you need to be. And you don't want to dig on the plant. So just like I talked about before, you want to make sure on the heads of the plant itself. The next thing you want to worry about is how fast you're moving. So if you're going through and you're sweeping, and you're kind of going slow because it's hard to walk, you're going to be hitting the same spot a bunch of times. So if you notice, the rice heads that you're sweeping are going to hit, are already been moved a little bit. So that means the rice stink bugs had an opportunity to get scared, fly off, and once again, you're going to underestimate the number of stink bugs in the field, meaning you may not have sprayed, but you got a lot of damage where you should have sprayed. So when you sweep, you want to make sure you have a really good pace. You want at least one sweep in between, and you want to make sure you're not sweeping the same spot where you just kicked up or you hit with your net. So some good distance in between your sweeps.
10 sweeps is what we use in rice, and that's been the most productive thing that we found in our work, is that if we can keep everybody sweeping in the same direction and in the same pattern, that we can reduce that variability and improve that sampling. So we make decisions that are based on the best information that we have, and we can increase grower profitability. Spray when we need to, and don't spray when you don't.